All right, guys, it's wintertime. It's cold outside. It's time to do a crock pot roast. We want to dice up our onion. Remember what I said? Don't chop off the root side. You want to cut down the middle here and then cut down at an angle, and then you're going to end up dicing your onion that way. This way you're not crying like you did that one time after your first breakup. They got the shooter. Get over it already. All right, wham, bam, thank you, man. We got our onions diced up. We got a cup of beef broth. We got a cup of water. 1 packet of onion soup mix. Dump that bad boy in there, give her a stir. I went ahead and added some extra onion down there, stirred it up. Now we have our little baby potatoes. I washed them, we put them in. Trying to make sure I fit as much as I possibly can in there because I still have to put the meat in there. We do like our taters. You know, we got to hit it with the SPGP salt, pepper, garlic powder. Add some extra seasoning on top. Now it's time to pan sear our roast. Now, guys, here's the deal. Sam's Club was out of the chuck roast. Big surprise there. So I went with the London broil. Never used this type of meat before when doing a roast. I looked up a recipe. They said it comes out pretty good. We'll see what happens. Hit it with the SPGP again and added some Famous Dave's steak and burger seasoning. Listen to the sizzle. Oh, yeah, we're cooking now, baby. Serious crock pot stuff here. If you got to pan sear your meat beforehand, this is extra work. A lot of people are not into this stuff. I'll be honest, I'm not too much, but hey, we'll give it a whirl. Hit it with the SPGP again and the Famous Dave's steak and burger seasoning on the other side. We're going to get a good char on that. Look at that. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's our ticket to Flavor Town. We're going to put these bad boys into the crock pot. Is it going to fit? Ooh. Yeah, tap, tap. We're in there. The recipe said on low 6 to 8 hours, high 3 to 4. I'm doing low and I'm setting it for like 3.5 now because I want to check it. So this is after about 5 hours, and I went ahead and pulled it out to see how they did. I went ahead and pulled the potatoes out and I put them in the dish. I'm going to keep them in the oven and keep them warm. We are making a cornstarch slurry right here so we can add that into that juice to kind of make a gravy. I kind of screwed it up, had to do it over. 2 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Putting that in there, make sure you stir it up really good. They call this a slurry, weird name, but whatever. We're going to put that in there, stir it around. This should thicken up. They said 15 to 20 minutes. Guess what, guys? I should use more. Didn't thicken up too much, but oh well, that's okay. We'll get to that. So here I am cutting up the first London broil piece, and I'm like, right at this point, I'm like, this feels too tough. And so I tried it. I ate half of it, gave the other piece to Frank, and I'm like, you know what? This needs to cook longer. So, and when I mean cook longer, it's a really lean cut of meat, so it has to cook longer to get more tender, and which seems weird, but yeah, I just dumped it back in there. And so this is me taking it back out after I did about another hour on high. And that was a test piece, one that I already cut, and it cut way easier, a lot more tender. Made a decision to go ahead and go for it here. I think it's going to be pretty good and done, or as tender as it's going to be. So cut up the top one there and push it aside. Here I'm getting out the original ones that I cut out, and honestly, they were a lot better. I should have went ahead and cut up the first one and left it in there as well. They ended up being a lot more tender and juicy, but I went ahead and laid them out nice, and I started pouring some of that gravy that was supposed to be a gravy, but it's not quite a gravy. It's just juicy or whatever. But actually, that stuff tasted pretty darn good. So covered all the meat with it and everything, and we're going to plate it up here. Put a few pieces on my plate. We have the potatoes. Thought I had green beans in the cabinet, but we have corn, so we're going to double starch it tonight, and that's what we're dealing with. This is what it looked like, guys, plated up. It turned out pretty good. It wasn't a home run, but it was pretty decent. Chuck roast would have been a lot better, so thanks a lot, Sam's Club. But easy recipe. If you're looking for a roast recipe, they're all over the internet. Give it a whirl.